All right, today we are diving into a really terrifying story from Scary Town, Hindi. It's about a city that was literally wiped out overnight. We're talking about a story packed with secrets, horror, and a truth that was buried in flames. So let's get right into it.
So here's the thing. The story doesn't really start at the beginning. No, it kicks off at the chilling, bitter end of a city. I mean, imagine a place that was once bustling with life, a city of opportunity, right? And now it's just a silent, poisoned graveyard. The big question is, how on earth did it get this way?
Okay, to really get what happened here, we have to rewind the clock. We're going back 5 years to one specific night, a night filled with fire and a single desperate phone call that pretty much sealed the city's fate. So picture this, a young woman, her name is Archana, is fleeing a massive chemical factory in her car. Her face is just white with pure terror, and you can see this incredible dread in her eyes. She's driving like death itself is right on her tail.
Somehow, in the middle of all this chaos, she manages to get her brother, Atul, on the phone. Her voice is just trembling. You can hear the urgency. She's right on the verge of telling him this critical secret, something that could explain everything. And then, just like that, the line goes dead.
And at that exact moment, this strange, terrifying shadow just appears on the road in front of her. Her car crashes in this huge, violent explosion. And just like that, Archana is gone. She vanishes. And this right here, this is the mystery that kicks the whole thing off.
All right, let's fast forward 5 years into the future. And you can bet that this single, totally unresolved event is still haunting her brother, Atul, every single day.
So for 5 long years, the official story, the one everyone was told, was that Archana's death was just a tragic accident, part of a big toxic gas leak that forced them to shut down the entire city of Ravipuram. But Atul, he just can't shake this chilling, recurring nightmare that keeps telling him something is deeply, deeply wrong.
In this nightmare, he sees Archana, but it's not really her. Her skin is scorched, her eyes are decayed, it's horrifying. And she's trapped in that same factory begging him, "Free us, free us." So here's the crucial question, right? Is this just a dream, something born from his grief, or is it something more, like a message from beyond?
And this is where the story pivots. It goes from a personal story of grief to this huge, sprawling conspiracy. And it all happens when Atul's friends, Tanya and Gaurav, show up with a piece of information that is about to change absolutely everything.
So Tanya tells him about this YouTube video she just happened to stumble upon. The title was Toxic Ravipuram Experiment Exposed. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. The video was deleted almost the second it was uploaded. Super sketchy, right? Well, according to this now vanished video, the whole gas leak story was a complete lie. It claimed that Ravipuram was actually ground zero for a top-secret government experiment that went horribly, horribly wrong. An experiment that created, well, something inhuman, things that were trapped somewhere between life and death. So now, they're totally convinced there's a massive cover-up going on. So Atul, Tanya, and Gaurav, they decide to do the unthinkable. They're gonna illegally enter the sealed-off, toxic city of Ravipuram and find out the truth for themselves.
And what they find inside is just eerie. It's a city completely frozen in time, a silent graveyard. I mean, you've got clothes still hanging on laundry lines, rotten foods sitting on dinner tables. It's as if every single person just vanished in an instant.
Just as they're trying to process all this, their search gets cut short by this horrifying sound. And then, from the shadows, a creature emerges. We're talking torn flesh, blood running from its eyes, and these 2 red glowing pupils just burning in the darkness. It's a zombie, a real, living zombie. And this thing attacks with just inhuman speed and strength. They try to fight it off, but it's no use. It completely overpowers them. And before they can even react, Tanya is killed. Just like that. In seconds. And in that moment, their absolute worst fears are confirmed. The experiment, it was all real.
So now Atul and Gaurav are running for their lives, fleeing a whole horde of these creatures. And they're drawn deeper and deeper into the very factory where this all started. What's pulling them in? A familiar voice. It's Archana's. And it's there, in the heart of it all, that they finally learn the horrifying truth.
And they find her. They find Archana. But she's one of them now. Her body is just ravaged by this toxin, but somehow, miraculously, her mind is still intact.
She explains the entire conspiracy to them. She tells them she's been resisting the transformation, fighting that hunger for 5 years, just waiting for Atul to come so she could finally tell him everything.
But Archana also tells them there's one way, and only one way, to end this nightmare for good. It's a special gas capsule. The problem? It's being held by the leader of the zombies, a guy named Raghav. And get this, he was the factory's original owner. He's not like the others. This one is intelligent. He can think, he can plan, he can lead. But that capsule can destroy every last one of them.
Okay, so with this one last sliver of hope, Atul and Gaurav head down into the factory's basement. Their mission? Confront Raghav and get that capsule. But as you can probably guess, this final confrontation is going to cost them dearly.
The struggle is intense, and Raghav, using that human-like cunning of his, manages to get the upper hand. He overpowers them, and Gaurav, he gets bitten. As his friend falls, Atul does the only thing he can. He grabs the capsule and runs, knowing he's the only one left.
But when he gets outside, it's not over. Not even close. He's faced with an absolutely impossible, heartbreaking choice, because blocking his path are the newly turned monstrous versions of his best friends Tanya and Gaurav. And from a distance, he could hear his sister Archana urging him to finish it, to end all of their suffering.
So, with tears just streaming down his face, Atul makes the only choice he can. He smashes the capsule on the ground. A black, poisonous gas just erupts from it, instantly incinerating every single zombie in its path, including his friends and his sister. The entire city is cleansed in a storm of fire.
And Atul just walks away. He's the sole survivor, leaving the burning city and all its horrible secrets to the ashes. I mean, sure, he uncovered the truth, but look at the cost. And the story leaves us with this really haunting question, one I want you to think about. Are some truths so terrible that maybe, just maybe, they're better off being left buried forever?